Voilà, nous allons maintenant nous rendre entre la Pologne et l'Allemagne.
We will now move to Germany and Poland.
Voilà, avec Katharina
on this borderline, actually between both countries, with our friends from Germany, Katharina Dujesiefken and Piotr Tyszko, etc.
Tyszko-Chmielowiec.
So you heard the pronunciation right. From Poland. Katharina, so you're an engineer for trees as well as avenues in the BUND organization, and Piotr, general manager for Roads of Nature, Foundation for Sustainable Development. I give you the floor.
Thank you, Chantal, for the invitation. And yes, I love avenues. My name is Katharina Dujesiefken, and I'm the leader of the Avenue project since 2005 in our association BUND.
Je m'appelle Piotr Tyszko-Chmielowiec.
My name is Piotr, and I'm a forest worker. I've been a forest worker for many years. I'm also a specialist of trees, and I'm an environmentalist as well.
Mon métier, c'est expliquer des arbres aux gens.
I want to explain what trees are about to people. I believe personally that trees are extraordinary living beings. I really love them, and I love avenues as well.
Our association is the German branch of Friends of the Earth, and we have plenty of tasks. That is, for example, organic farming. This is sustainable energy. This is water quality, but a very big point is also, yeah, you see there, Mecklenburg-Pomerania, right on the right-hand side and right on top of Germany. That's where we are located. And as we have in our region a wide network of avenues along all of our roads, main roads, but also regional roads. The avenue protection was one of the biggest part of our work since BUND was launched 28 years ago. A little introduction of my work. We try, what do we do to protect our avenues, to maintain our avenues, and also to plant new ones. We organize conferences where we give the politicians, authorities, grassroots people, NGOs, all of those who are involved with avenues, a platform to discuss their projects, to give the opportunity to talk about their results and also about their problems. This is done each year, and this year it was for the 14th time. Then we try to discuss with politicians about the rules. We want to be involved in the rules, how to plant avenues along our roads. This book is actually, you can look at the book, Chantal has one example here, and it is written by more than 10 people in Europe, all involved in protecting avenues. These people are members of our group, European Avenue Working Group. No, that's it. You see always here a few pictures about showing our avenues. And what we also do is we try to go and work with media. We try to get public awareness of avenues and do a lot of public relation. That is with our Avenue Day. Each year on the 20th of October is our Avenue Day now since 2008, and also combined with a big photo competition throughout Germany. And this year we started also a cycle tour along the German Avenue Road, which also brought us a lot of publicity.
On the picture you see a group of Polish road managers and local authority people, 3 officers, as well as activists visiting Mecklenburg. We are learning about how to manage the avenues. You see, the organization I am representing is FER. It doesn't have anything to do with iron. It's a Polish acronym for Foundation for Sustainable Development, and we are active in a variety of environmental issues, and now our focus is on trees, conservation on trees outside towns, avenues and urban trees, as well as on urban air quality, the smog issue. I started working for the protection of avenues in 2007, and with time I established contact with Chantal, with Katharina, and began building a bigger project, which we called Roads for Nature. And one of the activities, one of the actions was planting 30,000 roadside trees around the country. And how does it work? Yeah, Wrocław, our city is here, and I live up here with the trees I had planted. So we planted these trees. They are growing, although not all of them. And later we decided to move our focus to training road authorities, training tree officers, because we don't have capacity to plant as many trees as we can. And besides, this is the job of the land managers. So, and we also exchange knowledge, exchange experience with other countries. Here is Professor Dujesiefken from Germany, by the way. We consult road authorities on road modernization projects to protect trees. We lobby for keeping the trees, and we also support volunteers, activists from around the country. In Wrocław, we, together with other activists, managed to reverse a tree adverse policy of the city hall, and now things are really improving. And José, tu sais qui est-ce qui ici? We publish books that we spread around the country. We include in these books, we promote best current knowledge about tree management.
Yes, you know, the German Avenue Road was not only a symbol when it was launched in 1993, a symbol for protection and keeping the avenues in Germany. It was also a symbol for joining the country from the north to the south, from the east to the west. And we had a similar picture in our head when we started to think about a transporter avenue. Transporter avenue leading from Germany to Poland or vice versa. And we wanted to point out that we must preserve our cultural, historical and natural heritage. And also we want to do a joint project between our countries as a symbol for unification of Europe. And so we started to think, what can we do? And where can we do it?
Now we go to some technicalities. And by the way, this young lady here is Madlena Mitschke, a German volunteer that worked for the foundation. You know, we have many links together, and we certainly do have a joint border. And this is a historical map showing, you see the yellow lands used to be German until 1945. Then all Germans were resettled from these territories, and Poles from formerly Polish territories in the east, annexed by Soviet Union, were resettled there, plus many of settlers from central Poland came. And a new border was created, which is mostly along rivers, Oder and Neisse or Nysa. And well, with a small part in the north, which is on land. This border, at this border, it used to be just internal river of Germany before, with many bridges, many twin towns on both banks of the river. However, after 45, only major bridges were rebuilt, and most of the places look like this, leading nowhere. With the advent of European funding, some of these, actually most of these bridges were rebuilt, and at first a regular border infrastructure was created with border posts and also bazaars where Germans would come to do shopping, and Poles would go to Germany to do shopping. And later this border was dissolved, and as Poland accessed the European Union. And we, just to show you, we finally found a place here. But before finding a good place for transborder planting, I scouted almost all of the border looking for a good place. And here's one example of a place that we did not accept. It was a former border crossing, so fences, buildings, and then a bridge, a rebuilt bridge on the Neisse River. However, too complicated, and we could not see, if we planted these trees, we could not see an avenue crossing the border. So we finally found a good spot, working together with our regional partner in Szczecin, a Polish organization called Gaia, who became a local partner in this undertaking. And now Kathy will tell you how we continued with preparations.
Yes, to do such a project, you have to involve also the authorities, and that is the environmental authorities and the road authorities responsible for this part where you want to plant your trees. And I involved actually from my side also the authorities to get a road which is suitable, which has no river in between, which is not already planted, which doesn't lead through its city. So we found one between Ladentin and Warnig, excuse me, a road which was just renewed with EU funding, so that was very suitable for us. And yeah, and we started talking with the Polish side as well. And you have to make sure with project partners that you speak, or that you have the same project in your mind, that you speak about the same things. It is not necessarily the case even if you speak the same language, let alone if you have difficulties with different languages. But in the end, we found a way. We found also the time to discuss it with the different mayors involved, with public and with people living there. We wanted to have them as well. And then it started with the bid. That is not the task I have to do every day. Actually, it was the first time and also my last time yet. And so I asked the authorities, how do I start? Where do I start? And they gave me a document like this. And this is only one page, and we had 20 of those, describing very precise what we have to do, or what the company then has to fill, or the base for their price, the specification. So I sent this to Poland, and I could imagine, I had the picture in my mind what they think of. And so we decided then to shorten it down, to make it more yeah, to dance it. And in the end, we had a few points we had to fulfill because we had to have the same quality, and this also makes sense. There had to be a construction site set up. We had to make sure that we plant the same tree in the same street quality as well. That means a high stem 3 times transplanted in the nursery with a wire ball, and a straight stem, and the circumference is 14 to 16 centimeter, so that we really plant on each side the same trees. Here is a checking of the trees coming from the nursery. And then also we have to make sure that the planting itself is done professionally, and also the maintenance. Then afterwards, 3 years afterwards, we have to make sure there is maintenance on both sides. And we found in the end also a company who's doing this with the money we had in our project, which is also, yeah, a point you have to consider. In the end, trees were planted between Ladentin and Warnig from our Mecklenburg-Pomerania to the Polish region of Western Pomerania. And we closed this road. We closed on our side, on the German side, the gaps, and on the Polish side there was actually no tree up to this point. And with the planting, we aim to fill the gaps and close the avenue so that this part could be enjoyed as a complete avenue that connects two countries. Here you see actually the planting, and we also painted the stem to protect them against frost and breaking of the stem.
Well, certainly celebrations. You see on the left, you see the president of the regional government in Poland and a representative of the regional government in Germany, Ingo Lehmann, who is in charge of avenue matters in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, and we planted this avenue, invited media, and had a big festivity with officials delivering speeches, and everything was about cooperation, about working together in a unified Europe. And the authors of the success, main authors of the success, celebrated as well. And now just for, I see, we are done. So give us just a minute or 2 minutes to share with you our conclusions, recommendations. Who starts?
Well, first, have an idea. And then find partners to fulfill this project you have in your mind. You have to find partners to give the money as well. And, yeah, go on.
A good spot is important. We found a local road where there were no limitations on planting trees, and where we also had friendly local authorities. Everybody, I mean, both sides liked the idea and were helpful.
Yeah, then look for a company who has a good reputation, and talk to the company, and also be there when they do their job. I mean, just control is better than do nothing or just rely on them.
I learned a lot about German specifications. There's this. They have even this word which sounds kind of scary: Leistungsverzeichnis. It means specifications. I learned a lot about, you know, the art of planting perfect trees. Another thing is one should also make sure that the trees are properly cared onward on. And it seems that the German side is doing better job after the contractual care period. The Polish trees are not pruned, and it seems that I have to get my ladder, get my saw and my secator and go there and do it myself, just as I do with many trees that I planted in the past. And celebrations?
Yes, celebration come as well, but you have also to give after these 3 years of warranty, you have to make sure that there is authority or anybody who cares afterwards. We cannot just plant and forget. That is not only then a bad reflection on us, it's not good for the trees. And yes, celebration is important, and also then involve all the ones around, all the ones help, but also media and politicians. Because you want to stress out your idea of protection the old avenues, maintain them, and plant new ones.
So let's plant transborder avenues, let these avenues connect us, let us celebrate and unify Europe. Don't take it as granted, because you know there are people who are undermining our joint living, peaceful living on this continent. It's up to us. So avenues connect the nations. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much indeed, Katharina and Piotr.